Hello, good morning everybody. I hope you can hear me clearly. Today is 14th of April. Today I'd like us to start off with the chart on my screen. This is the GBP USD. Let me pick it up fresh. We'll start with the time frame, the chart on my screen. So technically, based on the indicators we're looking at now, this chart is bullish. We are in a very good uptrend. It started yesterday somewhere around this area here. So as it is now, we still do expect price to extend itself to the upper side. We had a very good dynamic resistance here. It was slightly violated to the upper side, but the price came back down. We had a very good resistance, dynamic resistance. We had the same resistance. There was a false break above it, then again a return below it. So the entire move we have outside this shape, this one here, is actually a false breakout. The whole move which we have above these two moving averages is actually a false breakout. The price came back, so this here could be the correct place to have taken a sell from. Our stop loss is fixed above the high of this candle here. Then we had a resistance. There was now a break above it. So based on what's happening currently, the price is in a very good uptrend. We are strictly biased on this chart. We'll check another time frame. This is 1 hour, 30 minutes. We had a very good resistance here. The price broke above it, then it continued to the upper side. So we're not going to draw much. We're now going to look at horizontal levels, the levels where we expect price to get to. The first level I'm looking at is this one here. So you remember what I mentioned yesterday? We actually looked at this level as a possible sell place. We had a resistance, a support there. We had a support. We had a support here. We had a support. There was this breakout. The price came back, touched the same place as a resistance. We had a resistance there, and then we had a resistance there. So we expected that when the price came up to this point, this here could have been the correct place to look for a sell from. So unfortunately, the price just continued upwards without even doing anything to the lower side. So this is a very good sign that buyers are in full control. If you bought it at the high of that candle, you could have expected price to continue up to the next level, which is this one here. Then the next level is that one there. So technically, if the price continues to the upper side, we do expect it to continue up at least up to this resistance level. This is 1.31623 or 1.31623 or 1.31662. So that's a very good resistance zone. We could have taken a buy there. The first buy was somewhere here after the breakout. The next buy is also after the breakout of the next level, which is somewhere there. All these trades, we expect buyers to continue to push price upwards, at least up to this level here. So if you're on this chart, as we are looking at this chart now, you should comfortably be looking for more buy positions, expecting buyers to push price towards the levels which I've just mentioned now. So yesterday we drew some zones, some shapes. We are still going to look at them today, but today we look at the 30 minutes time frame. So we have this one, have that one, and then you have another one there. Then we have another one like this. So as I keep mentioning every day, whatever happened in the past is likely what's going to happen in the future. So if you can see them in the past clearly, you should be able to see them when they're happening real time. That's why we draw them after they've happened, just for us to know them clearly. So this is an expanding wedge formation. This is a falling channel formation. This is an expanding wedge formation, and then this here That is also some very good shape, like that. Then we have a shape here. It's like the price is consolidating around that area. So as it is now, these are some of the few areas we could have looked at in the past before we made any trading decisions. We still, of course, do expect price to give us more shapes in the future. That's why we've drawn them now, so that when they happen in the future, we should be able to trade them successfully. So that's my opinion on that chart. The next chart which we'll be looking at is the SP500. So the SP500 so far, look at how nicely we had this moving average giving us a good resistance. So we had a dynamic resistance around this area here. We had another one there. And then we had another dynamic resistance there. And then we had another one there. So as it is right now, this is a very good place to look for a buy from. This is a very good place you want to look for a buy from. Even as we're speaking now, you should be able to look for a buy right now, expecting buyers to push price to the upper side. We do have a level here where the price must first break beyond. Actually, the price is above that level, so this is a very good place to look for a buy from. Where the price is now, you should be able to pick a buy position, have your stop loss below the low of this candle. So you may pick a buy. You may buy it as I'm speaking now. Have your stop loss below the low of that candle. Below the low of that candle. And then have your take profit at this level here. So technically, these are the levels we are looking at. We have a very good resistance level there. We have a very good resistance level here. We have another level where the price is now. So if you pick a buy with me now, you're supposed to be patient enough, hold. So as I was saying, this here is also a good place to look for a buy from. If the price can come back down and touch any of these two levels, then that's going to give us the best place to look for a buy from. So other than just the levels we've drawn now, there are also shapes on this symbol. We have the first one there, next one there, and then we have another one which looks like a good shape, not a very good one, but still is a shape, so we'll draw it. Have another one like that. Then we have another one. So we are drawing these things like this in the past, so that if they happen in the future, we should be able to draw them correctly. We should be able to identify them while they are happening. And then just one day we'll do a very good webinar on how to trade these shapes, so that we don't just draw them, we draw them and use them for active trading. We have another shape there. Then we have another one like that. Doesn't look very good, but still is a shape, so we'll not ignore it. Let's look at the next one. There is none other. So this is my opinion on this chart. We are buyers. We expect buyers to continue to push price to the upper side. So we are ultimately expecting that the price needs to go up, at least up to these two lines here. The next instrument is gold. So on gold so far, let's look at a lesser time frame. On gold so far, on the 5 minutes chart doesn't look very good, but it shows us that we have a downtrend. Let's go to 5 minutes. Yeah, so 5 minutes looks interesting. 5 minutes we are in a very good uptrend. You can see it started somewhere here. This was on 7th of April. We had a cross, so this was a good place to look for a buy from. As we are speaking now, we are still biased because we've not seen any cross of these two moving averages. So we have a very good resistance. It was a resistance in the past. Now that the price is above it, we expect it to be a very good support and a good place to look for a buy from. We also have another level here. We have another level there. So this, let's see, this looks like a rectangular formation. Let's just draw it correctly and see what it means. From yesterday's price movements, we had that. Yes, so this looks like a very good rectangular formation, which means trading reversals on these symbols looks really good unless the price clearly descends below like it has done here. So while the price is contained below this rectangular formation, we actually expect sellers to push price down. We expect a sell at least up to these two moving averages or these two levels, or if the price again pulls back up and ends up within 1973.79, then we do expect buyers to continue to push price to the upper side, at least up to this level here. So we look for buy positions up to this point. If the price breaks above this level, then we are looking for more buy positions, expecting buyers to continue to push price even higher. So other than this, let's see if there are any shapes on this chart. So a level which looks like those are some trend lines, some short-term trend line is this one. Let's see at the top, there's nothing much there. So that doesn't look like a very good shape for me. We have that, and then we have another one like that. So if you are looking at this chart here, if you drill this the way I would do it, then after the breakout here, this could have been the best place to look for a buy from. The next chart, the next shape which I'm looking at is this one there, and then you also have that one. Then we have another one there, then we have another one there. So those are just some of the few shapes which I'm looking at on this chart. The chart is very clean. We have a very good upturn, so there are no proper consolidations. That's why there are few shapes forming on it. But if any shape forms, then we should be able to identify it in the near future. The next instrument, this is the US dollar Japanese yen. So with the US dollar Japanese yen so far, the chart is headed to the upper side. You can see that the price just bounced off from this moving average, the two moving averages. So this is a good sign that buyers are somehow going to take full control. But we do have some levels where the price may likely want to test, like we have this level there, have that one, and then you have another level there like that. Then we have another one like that. Then we have another level here. So technically on this chart, these are the levels I'm looking at. They may look like they are few, but they are very significant. They are very interesting. If the price can touch any of these levels, that is, if the price comes and touches this point, we look for a buy. If it comes and touches this point but does not break above it, we look for a sell. If the price breaks above this level and heads to this point, then this will be a good place to look for a sell from. So the next instrument, the next lines which we'll be drawing, let's look for shapes now. Have that there, and then here there's another one. There is another one. There's another one there. and then there is another one here. There's another one there, and then there is a shape, there's some sort of consolidation there. You have that one there. So basically we do expect that the price needs to continue to the upper side, at least up to this point. If it breaks beyond it, then we do expect a continuation to the upper side. The next instrument is Euro USD. We've looked at GBP/USD, we'll now look at Euro USD. So this is also bullish. We are in a very good uptrend. The price is continuing to the upper side. We have a very good resistance level there. This is the level where we expect price to either break beyond it or bounce back from it to the lower side. We have another level there, and then we have another level here. So this can be said to be some of the few levels where we actually expect price to react from. There is nothing much on Euro USD. There is nothing much except for the sell we are waiting for here, or somewhere here, or somewhere there. Let's see if there's any shape which formed. We have that. We have that. Then we have that. It doesn't look that nice, but still it's a shape, so we won't want to ignore anything. If it looks interesting, we draw it. Like that. So if the price comes up and touches the line we have at the top, then that will be an ideal place to look for a sell from. So the line we have at the top here, this is a very good place to look for a sell from. We have a shape. There's some tons of consolidation there, that's why I've drawn my levels around it. And then you have another there. So technically this is what I'm looking at on this chart. There is nothing much I can see as it is now, except that we do expect a sell, but based on this indicator we do expect a buy. So if you expect a sell based on price action but the indicator is showing you a sell, just be patient, wait for both of them to give you the correct signal, the same signal, then you pick the sell position. So thank you very much. This should bring us to the end of today's analysis. We'll meet again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you and see you.